Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. From time to time, I'll do videos that are totally not music related, because again, this channel is to help young folks, to educate them, to say, hey, I didn't know that, thanks for telling me, because someone when I was younger did the same thing for me, and I thought it was just really important to pass it on. Because again, everything that I do here is to educate young folks and just educate, not to say that I'm a teacher or anything, but I'm just sharing information and insights that I know about that others might not know about. So I'm going to do that because I had an interesting conversation probably about 2 weeks ago, and from time to time I mention this to people that I know, and they say, you're right, I agree, and I've seen that years ago too. And I entitled this video "The Job Fair Scam." Because job fairs are supposed to do this. They come to your communities and they have jobs, and they interview you on the spot. Sometimes they hire you on the spot for jobs. But I've never ran into anybody that went to those job fairs and got hired. The purpose of the job fair is to actually advertise for the company. It got shit to do with hiring you. And I hate to say that, but that's what it's about. It's about them coming to your area, just acknowledging it's PR work for them, and then they really don't do anything. Because think about this. Why do they have to come to you when everybody know who they are and they come to them? Everybody's looking for a job, so why would they have to do this? And the answer to that question is just to, I guess, show more presence in your community. It's commercial. It's kind of like a commercial. They're advertising for them. Because again, they don't go there and hire people. I've even had emails from time to time about CT. CT's hiring, and it was on the news. Hundreds of people show up, and somebody sent the email that was just not true. It was a hoax. Somebody called himself being funny and get these people out their bed and down there waiting in line, just fill out application for employment. Come to find out the company did not administer, or should I say, release an email stating that they were hiring in mass forms or in masses. So be leery of that. It's a waste of your time. Don't even waste your time going there, sitting there for hours talking to people and being interviewed when they know that they're not going to hire you. Because I'm going to say this, and this is pretty interesting, and it's true. I remember many years ago because every now and then you get wind of these good companies that you could stay for just about an entire career are hiring, so you get down there. So in I would say late teens, I went to, I guess now they call AT&T. And at the time they were Ma Bell or something like that. And people was like, they hiring. So they were hiring, supposedly. So I went down there, and I got a pretty good aptitude for tests. I've never failed any tests. SAT, job test, nothing. And I've always scored at least 95% because I studied, because anything that I do hard. I don't drag my feet, I do it. That's just been embedded in me from my teenage years growing up. My mother and father instilled that in me. Don't go there half-stepping, go there and kick some ass and get hired. And so I went down there and I took the test. Now I'm saying worst case scenario, because it looked like it might be a little tougher. I'm going to pass, but I just won't pass in the upper 95% like I'm usually used to doing. I get down there. They got stuff on the test that makes no sense. Never heard of it. I mean, it just made no sense. And I failed. And when I went outside after I got my, my score, I was taken back because I'm like, so I talked to some other people that came out, because for some reason some told me to hang around, talk to these other people, and these people came out stunned, had the same reaction. They was like, there's stuff on that test that make no sense. I'm like, absolutely. I've never even seen or heard of some of this stuff. That's different, being aware of some stuff and you just not well versed in it. I'm like, what is this? And I talked to them like they was having the same reaction. And somebody told me, and I tend to believe this, some companies, because they get grants from the government, so they get to hire, or at least put on the air that they're going to try to hire people, a percentage of people, and they will get some type of grant or something from the state. So they just basically, I guess, what's the term I'm using, or the phrase I want to use, this big song and dance that they were going to hire some people, when actually they set up a test that would not even allow you to pass it. I'm like, ain't this some bullshit? You know, and pardon my French, but I'm like, again, that's why I waited around to talk to these groups of people, because I'm like, is it just me? Because if it's just me, I can accept that, go home and you know, go back and study harder. They's like, you're right. This didn't make any sense. Never heard of any of this stuff, and we all fail. I think only 2 people out of the whole group passed. 2 people, and I'm talking about at least 75 people that went and took the test, and 2 of those people probably were relatives of the people that work in the company. You know, so that whole, you know, hiring job fair thing, it's a waste of time. You know, don't, you know, waste your energy and time going down it, because they're not hiring. All they're doing is trying to acknowledge that they're around and it's free PR for them. Because what happens is, a lot of times the news people will do a coverage on those job fairs, so that's free advertisement for them companies, and that's why they do it. You know, most of those fairs end up getting news coverage on the news sometime later that evening. So that's their motive, not to come down there and hire people from these neighborhoods, because they ain't got to come down there. You know, you come to them, and now with the internet, you can fill out an application online. So until next time, hope this was educational and informative. Take care.